Hello, Sandman Nation. Today is Fat Tuesday, which means Mardi Gras is about to really get crazy. So lots of parties and celebrations this week for sure. And I'll actually be in New Orleans this weekend as Brady and I make our annual NBA trip, this one to see the Bucks and Pelicans. So that should be fun. And yes, we'll definitely make a trip to Bourbon Street to party it up. But there is no better party than the one we throw every week right here on this pod. So let's get into it because, boys, it is time to enter Sandman Sports. With me, as always, are Bill, the Sandman Sanders, and a man who needs no introduction. Just toss him some beads and he'll get naked for you. The one and only Mr. Pat Klett. Boys, how we doing today? Great to see you.
But if you got the bod, you might as well show it off, right?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yes. Next time I see you, I am bringing an endless supply of beads just for that very reason. Well, guys, let's get right into it. You know what time it is. That's right. It is time for the random questions of the day.
It is time for the random questions of the day.
Pat, it is your turn to go first, sir. So let's do it.
I always get so scared. Before you even say anything,
I was just going to say the relief.
It's like,
The relief I feel when it's Pat's turn is palpable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. Let's just start out by saying they don't call us the most sophisticated and mature podcast in America for nothing. So let's start with this one. Pat, where is the most embarrassing place you have ever farted? Okay. That's what I want to know in just a moment.
Oh, wow.
I know the answer to that right away.
Okay.
We'll give you a second to refine that one. Okay. Bill, here we go. For 1 week, would you rather wear a Dracula cape and fake fangs or wear a crown and carry a scepter everywhere you go?
Oh, man. Crown and scepter. I don't know. Something about being like, it's fine. That's more like hoity-toity annoying than it would be to just be creepy and weird. Like,
go full weird.
You know what?
Yeah,
that is actually fantastic analysis, Bill. I think you're right. I think it has to. They're both terrible, and you're gonna get shit no matter what.
yeah.
But yeah, it's the vampire is a little creepier and weirder, and people just be like, stay away from that fucking lunatic. And then the crowd just like,
I wouldn't leave the house. I would just be. I'm like, Marcy, you gotta go to the store. I can't do it.
All right, Pat. Most embarrassing place for
Yeah, let's hear it, Pat.
Okay. Well, my buddy got married to this girl who's from the country, and her dad owns like a ranch with like cows. And so, of course, everyone gets a big old steak at this wedding. And it was good. I ate it. And then, we're at the reception, everyone's hanging out, and I just kind of squeak out like a silent one, cleared the whole room. Like with a 20-foot radius. We're all sitting there talking, having a good time. This guy walks up to us and he's like, "Hey, what's up, dudes?" And he walks and goes, "Holy crap!" and just ate it. And everyone I cleared out the room. So that one, and
Like
it was me. I was like, yeah, that was me.
But did they know it was you? Or
I claimed
accepted?
it. I was like, yeah, sorry,
Okay.
that was me. Yeah,
It was the steak.
but it was at a wedding.
Wow.
Everyone's around. Like you can't really escape it. But yeah, that's the only time I've really had one that was bad. My wife still references that one. Like, remember that time you cleared out the wedding? Yeah,
Well,
me.
for me, it was actually in front of my mother-in-law. She was visiting us. I had no idea she was there, and I was trying to be funny, and I got right up next to Jamie and just let one rip. And then I see my mother-in-law's jaw just wide open. And, after I turned 12 Shades of Red, I excused myself for the weekend, and I haven't seen her since. And that was 5 years ago. But now just kidding. She actually thought it was hilarious. So.
Farts are hilarious. Come on.
Yeah, farts are hilarious. So Yeah. What, Bill? Any jump out
Well,
at you?
I was nothing that just pops instantly to mind, but the ones that I was thinking of was like, if you're just on the airplane and there's just like you have nowhere to go. You can't, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but do you guys ever do the move where you might be the guy and you don't own up to it like Pat right away? It wasn't so obvious as yours, Eric, but it's like you're kind of just like you're doing the whole like look around like, oh,
Of course.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
I mean,
terrible. Oh yeah.
Dude,
absolutely.
I gotta go
that's
to my father-in-law one time. My wife and her sisters always bring this one up with him. He tried to do and fart at the same time, but he timed it wrong. So it went,
almost got everybody to pay attention to him. And then
yes, yeah. They still give him a hard time about that one.
classic.
That's all right. Hold on. Okay. Well, boys, there are no vampires and only limited farting on our website. So be sure to check us out at sandmansports.com. We've got a full slate right now with Olympic coverage, MLB spring training getting underway as pitchers and catchers report. And with March Madness less than a month away, that content is only starting to warm up. We'll have you taken care of every step of the way. In fact, we just published a cool Bubble Watch bracketology article. I love seeing those types of things. Dan Angel wrote that one. And then I love this one that Angel also wrote for us that is going to get published later today. He wrote a cool piece about whether or not my Miami Redhawks should get into the tournament if they don't win the MAC tourney. And it's just fascinating. He frames it in kind of point counterpoint, and it's pretty interesting because there's a team that is 25-0, and if they lose one time, they may not get in. And he kind of breaks it down.
Crazy.
So I thought that was
they have to.
That was cool. They may not, man. I'm telling you.
I heard Scott Van Pelt mention that last night. I heard as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So fingers crossed. We'll see. But also, listeners, as we ask every week, please be sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and LinkedIn. Every like, follow, and comment means a ton to us as we continue to grow. So we appreciate any help you can give us there. All right, gentlemen. Well, let's get into the opening. And I've got a fun one, I think, for all of us today, boys. So not sure if you saw this story or not, but it broke in the week right before the Super Bowl. And it was basically a conspiracy theory making the rounds that the NFL had the whole season pre-planned for a Patriots-Seahawks matchup. And here's why people thought that. So back before the season began in late August, the league put out a promotional graphic with all the quarterbacks staring at Levi Stadium and the Lombardi Trophy. Well, guess who the two quarterbacks were standing in the front row closest to the stadium and closest to the trophy? That's right. Sam Darnold of the Seahawks and Drake May of New England. So here's my first question, guys. Is that just a really strange coincidence, or do you read anything into the conspiracy rumors with the NFL on that one?
I'm typically not
No
a big
chance.
conspiracy theory guy. I generally would say it's a guy in his underwear in his parents' basement eating Cheetos who comes up with most of these things, but I don't know. I doubt it.
What about you,
Yeah.
Bill?
No, I think it's just crazy. There's no chance. I mean, think about the amount of things that they would have to somehow figure out a way to manufacture to get these two teams into the playoffs to then make the Super Bowls. I mean, I don't know. It's just no
Yeah.
chance. It is a little crazy that those two guys are
It's a lot
staring.
weird.
Yeah,
It's weird.
coincidences do happen.
I
Yeah.
have to believe it's just a very strange coincidence.
I mean, the first thing you see in that picture, I'm guessing you guys the same, but Saquon Barkley is huge, like right in front, the front
Yeah.
and center. So it's like, and you
Yeah.
got to actually go look for the two guys that they're talking about because they were so
Yeah.
small and in the back of the bunch. But
Yeah, because if
that
they
was
would have
kinda
put
crazy.
if they would have put May and Darnold in the back, they would have been like, "Do you see how big
It's-
May and
they're-
Darnold
yeah.
are?" You know, so you can
Yeah.
kind of twist things to make it work in your favor.
Yeah. I think we all agree there's probably not much to that one. But guys, that's not the only interesting conspiracy theory out there. There's a ton of them. There always have been, always will be. So for the rest of this opening, I want to focus on some of the more famous ones. So I'm going to have each of us share 2 or 3 conspiracy theories that just really interest us, ones you'd love to know the truth behind, whether you actually believe them or not, or ones that you just think are downright ridiculous. So, Pat, all right, let's do it, man. Why don't we start with you? What are a couple conspiracy theories that jump out to you?
I mean, obviously, you got the big one, 9/11, and that was kind of a huge moment for our generation. And who
Yeah.
shot Kennedy
Yeah.
is another one. Of course, I always reference the Stephen King books I'm reading, but I'm reading the one 11, what is it, 11/8/22/63, the
Yeah.
novel about time travel and going back and saving Kennedy by
Yep.
killing Oswald. So, I mean, that's the biggest ones. You know, obviously there's little ones like the Illuminati or who's pulling the strings in our government and stuff like that, secret societies, but ultimately it just ends up being more people that I want to punch in the face if it is true. And that list is growing. My guess is these people were not loved as children and had their girlfriends stolen in high school. So, and they just come up with elaborate ways to get revenge. I hate powerful people. And if, let's say, 9/11 was an elaborate hoax by the government or whatever, I just won't live in society again and go move to Alaska. It's too much. But you know what? Biggie and Tupac are still alive. So we got that going for us, which is good news.
That's a big one.
Good news. So
That is a big one.
But I don't
All
know.
right,
I'm
yeah,
not
all
a
right.
huge conspiracy guy. The other one I heard though is the one that Paul McCartney
Yeah.
was killed.
I didn't know that.
And Billy Shears,
killed,
they,
yeah.
they took this guy Billy
Yeah.
Shears, who's a lookalike, so they reference him in a lot of the Beatles songs, and the you know, I think it's is it Abbey Road cover where you got the guys, you got the pallbearer, the grave digger, they all represent, the guys walking across the street all represent something about Paul's death. So I don't know. There's some fun ones. I mean, they can get, sometimes
Yeah.
conspiracy
There's
theories
some-
are fun, but typically
Yeah.
it's just like, why do I have to worry about this stupid stuff? So
Yeah.
I'll digress.
What about you, Bill?
Yeah, I mean, Pat nailed the first two that I had listed. I mean, obviously 9/11 is just like so.
It's ridiculous that anyone would think
Man,
that.
it's crazy. But I don't know if you guys did the same thing, but so you dive into researching for the pod, and I found myself an hour in on just this segment stuff, and I was like, I gotta pull myself out of this abyss.
I know,
I didn't
dude.
let
There's a
myself go
lot
down
out
that
there.
rabbit hole. I knew
didn't
it was
try.
because I could have.
I didn't try. Yeah, it was just crazy. And I'd never heard the Paul McCartney one. And I was like, oh my gosh, Billy Shears, like it from the songs and then the Abbey Road. Like, that was actually kind of cool when they embrace it and then kind of make it fun. I thought that was actually pretty cool. So Pat mentioned that one as well. The only one that I had written down that that Pat did not mention was the Patrick Ewing frozen envelope in the draft lottery.
That was one of mine. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'll let you
go
dive
ahead.
into it more.
No,
but
go ahead. Sure. Go ahead.
I don't have a ton of details around it, except that apparently when David Stern reached his hand down into the thing and pretends to rummage around, they had froze or put something in like some sort of make it cold. I can't remember if it was dry ice or whatever.
Yeah.
But so he felt it and then was able to pull that out and give Patrick Ewing to the Knicks. And so anyway, I just thought sports wise, that was the one that I always thought growing up as a
NBA
kid.
draft has had a couple of those. I think there was one recently where like the odds were like, no way someone got it. It was like they had like 1 in 30 odds, and it seemed like it was rigged.
Was it the Zion Williamson to? Oh, was it last year?
I do every few years there's something with the draft lottery. I feel like, Pat, I think you're right.
Yep.
I don't. So. Yeah. I'm going to get a little bit more into the NBA side later in the show, but that was the one that I just remember from a sports angle. Outside of the zillions of angry fans like myself for the Seahawks Super Bowl, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh yeah.
The NFL wanted this team to win. You know, that's not true. That's not the case. That is not it. But we will conspiracy theory that up so quick to try to make ourselves feel better about the Seahawks losing that game or whatever the case may be. Insert this fan base here, right? So anyway, how about you, Bierman?
Yeah, I'll start with the easiest one for me, guys. I am fascinated by space and by aliens, and I really need to know what all there is out in Area 51. Have there been legit UFO sightings? And if so, what came of them? Guys, there are billions of galaxies out there. So could there be aliens? Not could. There are. I am convinced there's life on other planets in this universe. Now, whether or not they have ever tried to visit this planet, that I'm not so sure about, and probably would have to say no, that it hasn't happened yet. But I am genuinely fascinated by this conspiracy theory, and just would really love to know what the government knows about all this. The other one was from a sporting standpoint, the 85 draft lottery. Well, actually, I have two from the sports world, but yeah, as you mentioned, I mean, the two main theories are that it was either a frozen envelope with the Knicks logo so David Stern could feel which one to pull, or a deliberately bent or creased envelope that he could also identify by touch. No proof has surfaced on either one, but with New York being the largest media market in the US and the NBA, and Bill, I think you'd back me up on this. David Stern wasn't above doing anything to benefit the NBA, even with a little shady or suspect. So who knows? And, I'd love to know the truth about that one. And then staying in the NBA, guys, there have always been rumors that Michael Jordan's first retirement in 93 was actually a secret suspension for gambling. The theory is that the league, concerned about his gambling habits and the potential impact on its image, privately asked him to step away for 18 months rather than handing down a public suspension. There definitely is some proof that he had gambling debts and that the league investigated into whether he violated the rules. And the timing of him walking away after the third title just always seemed weird to me. Of course, Jordan and Stern both consistently denied it. There's never been any hard evidence to support it, but who knows? And I'd love to know what really happened there. And then there are two that I mean, the one, the 9/11, I didn't even, that's so absurd that anyone would think that. But the moon landing faking and the Earth being actually flat might be the two stupidest. I mean, come on. I love a good conspiracy theory, but those are just stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, the aliens one, I just saw an interview with Barack Obama, and he's like, the questions I get asked the most by people now that I'm like a private citizen is, are aliens real? And he said his answer is yes, but he's never seen one. And that Area 51 really isn't, that's not the place. He's like, unless there's a huge conspiracy that they're keeping me in the dark, he's like, but yes, they're real. So,
well, I mean,
who knows? Yeah, whatever. As long as they,
he's not going to admit it anyways. I mean, yeah. Oh, man. All right. Well, nice job there, guys. But let's get into the rest of the show now. In just a moment, we'll do this week's version of Be My Guest. Then it will be time for Hot Takes, then Stone Cold Locks, where we'll continue with our golf picks, and we'll finish with our top 5, which I think is going to be a very fun sports-related one. And, of course, we'll have plenty of fun and shenanigans along the way. And speaking of conspiracy theories, Pat has long believed it's no coincidence that the Crayola Crayon Company has all those C's, just like communism. And they keep rolling out new shades of red, guys, at an alarming rate.
Yep.
Just saying. So we may have to dig into that one a little later in the show, see if we can put Pat's concerns to
It's true,
rest.
man. It's true, man.
Crayons.
Man, but for now, boys, it is time for America's favorite pseudo sports trivia guessing game on a podcast featuring two bald guys and a guy named Pat. You know what that means. It is time for Be My Guest. Well, Pat made it close last week and lost in heartbreaking fashion in the tiebreaker. So Bill is up 1-0 for the season so far. But I still have faith in Pat. Your hot streak is going to start right now. Sir.
This is Bill's jam. Bill's so good at this.
Wheelhouse
game.
Wheelhouse.
I know.
We need a guest. We need a guest host.
Yeah.
We got this. Before you answer, though, Pat, I just want you to take an extra second and say, is this really the smartest answer that I can give? Okay.
Try, but probably not.
Separation's in the preparation, Pat. That's what they say, right?
Yeah.
I diligently think about what Bierman's going to do.
I like that. Separations in the preparation. I'm stealing that. That's a great saying.
That's a good thing.
I am so, guys. I'm already having a football hangover. I'm jonesing for 2 days right now to start. So, In honor of the gridiron, we're going to ask a college and pro football connected question here. Okay. So
Okay.
here's the question. I want you to tell me the top 10 most NFL rushing touchdowns by college. Okay. So you need to think of running backs who scored a lot of TDs and see if many of those went to the same college. Okay. So your guesses will be colleges. And I will just say that all of these are top tier, Power 4, blue blood type schools. Okay.
Okay.
So just a reminder, there's 10 answers, but top
ready.
5, if you get top 5, it's 2 points. Top 10 is 1 point. Wrong is -1. All right, Pat?
Yeah.
You get to start us off, sir.
Perfect.
All right, go ahead. You got this. I'm feeling
Wisconsin.
good.
Wisconsin.
I was feeling good. No, not Wisconsin.
Come on. Really? Melvin Gordon, Ron Dane.
No.
Ah,
Okay.
shit.
Pat -1.
Good start.
All
Good
right.
start. All right.
I'm just trying to think of the ones that there's a few that are just like such no-brainers that maybe I should avoid those ones first. But first I'm going to go with USC.
Terrific.
Okay, USC is number 5, so Bill gets
Yes,
2
2
points.
points.
All
Yes.
right.
I thought it would have been higher. I thought that one was in the top couple. But
Yep. Let's see. I mean, so what? Marcus Allen, definitely.
Marcus Allen. Yeah, that was where I was leaning on.
Yeah.
Marcus Allen.
Yeah. I should have grabbed like the top 3 for me today. I didn't, but we could come up with a few.
I saw that guy score more touchdowns against my favorite team than anybody in the world. It was like Marcus Allen. Score.
He was
Yeah.
my favorite growing up. I was
I
always
mean, Reggie
Marcus
Bush,
Allen.
he had some too, probably.
Reggie Bush.
Mm-hmm.
Lendell White.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Lendell White.
Yeah.
Good call on that one.
All right, Pat, here you go. Come
right,
on, buddy.
Bama.
Come on.
Bama.
Bama!
Oh.
Number 2. I love it.
That was
That's
my
right.
other
Glory
no-brainer.
be-
I'm back.
on
I'm
it.
back.
All right, you're back, baby.
Sean Alexander probably didn't realize Alabama, huh?
Ah,
Yeah.
nice one.
Yeah. All right, Pat, you stole mine. I was hoping you wouldn't go Alabama. Notre Dame.
Yeah, baby.
They are 8th, so you got 1
Damn,
point
Bill.
there.
All right.
Ohio
All right.
State. The Ohio State.
Okay, I actually thought they were going to be a little higher. They're on the list. They're number 7, but I actually thought they would be top 5. But that's okay. Hey,
Okay.
dude,
Yeah.
you're there. You're there.
I was surprised Alabama wasn't number 1. Pat, I thought they were going to be number 1.
I think
So
number
we-
1 is number
We're
1's
missing the
obvious
most
to me.
obvious one.
Number 1's obvious.
Penn State?
Hey, Pat, this is the crack you needed,
Yes,
buddy.
I knew it.
There's a
Miss.
crack showing
That's a
in his
miss.
armor.
That's
It's
a
a
miss.
big fat miss.
They're not on there? I was
not
Saquon
on the
Barkley,
list.
Kurt Warner.
They're not on the
Like,
list.
Did we say UCLA? You said USC. I'm going UCLA.
He's a fucking idiot, you know?
No.
What?
Who went to UCLA? I don't even know a running back from UCLA.
Joe
Texas.
Pepitone. Tim.
Deshaun Foster,
Just-
Texas.
Texas. Come on,
Amazing.
miss.
All right, you got Texas. That's number 9.
Ugh.
Number 9.
Lucky
All right.
duck.
Okay.
All right, that's okay,
Miami.
Pat. It's 3-1. It's 3-1.
Miami.
Miami is number 1,
Yes.
baby. Yeah.
Really?
I
Wow,
mean,
okay.
Frank
Good
Gore,
job.
Edger, and James,
Yep.
just those two alone got him up there. But Willis McGahee had a great.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
they've had so many good running backs, dude. Yeah.
So
All
many
right,
good
Pat.
ones.
Right now, you are tied.
I know.
All right,
and
all
I'm,
right.
I'm pretty sure my next one's got it.
I'm just
Oh.
chipping away at my 1-pointers right now.
Think D2, Bill.
Oklahoma.
Thank you.
Oklahoma is number 4, so he gets a
yes.
2-pointer. But they're still okay. Hold on, before you guess next. Hold on. All right. So, all right. So you got
3,
two, so
number
it's
3.
5-3. All right. So number 3 is still out there. Number 6 and number 10.
Give me.
Now,
Okay.
do you
Yeah, we haven't done
before you
that.
guess? Do you want me to give you one clue?
I think I want to try this guess, and then you can give me a clue after Bill's next one.
Okay. 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 Go ahead.
Florida State.
Sorry.
Mm.
Sorry.
I
Sorry.
was,
No.
I was leaning there, Pat. I was leaning there.
Stupid.
All right, number 3, Pat. We gotta come up with this guy. Michigan.
Wake up, sleepyhead.
Nope. -1.
Yeah.
Not in there.
Take that.
Not on this list.
All
God,
right.
All
they've
right,
got
do you
a
want
ton of running
Do you want
backs.
the
Yeah.
clue? Okay.
Yeah, clue
There's
him.
3, 6, and 10 left. All three are in the SEC.
Okay. Well, I just thought of one right off the bat. Shoot. All right.
Can you give me the steak?
This is making it worse when we miss.
Ole Miss?
No.
I'm so tired.
Auburn.
Auburn.
No!
No, it's
No!
Auburn?
What?
No!
I even
No!
left my number one because I was thinking I was gonna.
Guys,
Oh
I
wow!
can't- Come on.
Bo Jackson.
These are
And
blue chip programs, dude. Number 3 is definitely a blue chip program.
yeah. Oh well. I mean, the one I was thinking of, Pat. You're gonna get it. Come on, you got it. Most obvious one.
Georgia.
Nice job.
Thank God. Yes. All right. So now
I should have just said my obvious ones.
You
'Cause-
should have.
Is that number 3?
Yeah, that's number 3.
Yes.
All right. So now it is tied,
Right.
and there's 2 1-pointers left. So
Okay.
there you go. And they're both SEC.
Florida.
Amazing.
All right. Florida is number 6.
Okay. Yes.
So if
Man,
Pat gets
you
this,
got
we
it.
go to another
You got it,
tiebreaker.
Pat. You got it. I know you got it.
Ooh, LSU?
I said no.
It's actually Brooke's going to be very mad at you right now. It's actually Rocky Top.
Tennessee?
Yeah, Tennessee.
Sure
It
thing,
is
Bill.
Tennessee.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, whatever, Bill.
hey, at least okay, you might be 0-2, but the first 2 you've been very competitive.
Yeah, it's been competitive.
So, you know,
Thanks.
we're getting
That was
there.
good. Who is a Tennessee name? The best Tennessee running backs.
I think Travis Henry. Did Travis Henry go there? He was pretty good.
No. Travis Henry?
I think he was at Alabama. I
Bama.
thought. Or Derrick
No.
Henry.
Derrick
was
Henry.
Alabama.
Travis.
I'm pretty sure
yeah,
Travis Henry.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, not
I
that
just
he
couldn't
was-
think of any great Tennessee running backs. Florida was Emmitt Smith.
Yeah, it's basically you could have actually just crossed out Florida and put Emmitt Smith there because all
Yeah,
those touchdowns pretty much came from Emmitt Smith. But
Yeah. That's why I went with Florida instead of Tennessee there. But, okay, that was fun.
That
I like
sucked.
I think there's a
well,
conspiracy theory that
yeah.
Bierman wants Sanders to win.
I
Be my guest.
totally agree.
Every week.
I totally agree.
And so he feeds me the category beforehand and doesn't tell Pat. That's just what I've heard in the conspiracy theory.
So here's a
Group
few, they not a ton, but together, I think some Tennessee running backs he's added up. So Jamal Lewis went there.
Okay.
Okay, there's a
Good
good one.
one.
Yeah.
Travis Henry did go there.
Good
He
call.
had a good career. James Stewart, actually, I don't know if you guys remember.
Oh, yeah,
him, but
Jimmy
he
Stewart.
played for-
Jimmy Stewart. He was a great
Jimmy
running
Stewart.
back.
Jimmy
He was a
he,
best.
Old Jimmy?
he-
Yeah.
he played
What
for
I
the
call him
Jags
old
Lions,
Jimmy
and
Stewart.
then-
He was so good.
And then Arian
Pat and I
Foster
instantly
had a
went
good,
to the same place.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Arian
Charlie
Foster.
Garner. Charlie
Yeah,
Garner
okay.
was decent. I mean, not he had a few touchdowns in the pros. So, anyways, yeah, I think that was more quantity than any one
Yeah.
quality. Although Lewis was pretty good. So, all right,
Fun. Good category.
Minnesota. I thought
Yeah.
Minnesota might sneak in there with Barber and Maroney. But who else did they have? They didn't really have anyone else.
All right, gentlemen. Well, that brings us now to hot takes. That's right. It's time for CMN Sports Hot Takes, brought to you by
Hot takes.
Double Take Salsa. Double Take is salsa done right. Crafted in small batches with premium ingredients. It's built on a flavor-first philosophy that lets the spice shine without overpowering. You get a punch of bold flavor first, then the heat sneaks in and earns that famous name, Double Take. If you're looking for the best salsa experience, start here. Visit doubletakesalsa.com and check them out on Facebook and Instagram. All right, Pat. You know what time it is.
Hot takes.
Hot take time.
All right. Well, let's start with some Olympics. Loving the Olympics. We got last
Me
night
too,
women's free ski big air. It was unbelievable. To launch
That sounds
yourself,
made up. That
to
sounds like it
launch
should have been
yourself,
one.
go down a ramp, launch yourself off a
It's
jump,
crazy.
and just spin 8 times and not break every bone in your body.
It's awesome, dude.
Eileen Gu, yikes. She should be on Eric's top 5 good-looking women in the Olympics. She is not ugly.
I'll
Good.
give
But
you
the
one.
Olympics as a whole got some shitty sports in there. You got the 12,000 meter speed skating. Like, I don't need to see people skating circles. And they don't even skate that hard sometimes for like the first part. You got these.
Holy shit, dude. Where have I not seen this girl before?
That's an interesting story with her as well. Did you hear how much China's paying her?
No.
For her to I think Eric might, if you have her up, I think, was she born in like Newport Beach? Like, she's as American as it gets. But China's just like, hey, why don't you come over here and win a bunch of medals for us?
And we'll pay you big time.
I mean,
yeah.
It actually says Eileen Gu is a freestyle. Well, it says American-born freestyle skier, but yeah, it does say she's competing for the China. Yeah, that's weird.
What a traitor.
Yeah,
I hate her.
She's cute.
But anyway, you got these other events.
Those guys
Some
are
of
crazy.
These other
They're
events
crazy.
are just like they're probably not even going to make it to ESPN the Ocho. But I think every 4 years makes you want to tune in, and that's about as much as these events need to be highlighted every 4 years. Like a 12,000 meter speed skating where you're just watching them go over and over in circles, or the same thing for cross country. Like, let's dial those down a little bit. You know what is cool though? Biathlon. Give them a gun. So they're cross country ski, and they got to bring their heart rate down a little bit and shoot stuff. That's an interesting one for sure. So sign me up. Hell yes.
Crazy
I love that one.
athletes.
But it's been fun to watch.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Clet, did you hear the biathlete that announced to the world that he cheated on his girlfriend? That whole deal?
I heard a little bit about it. I didn't dive into that one that much, but I heard a blurb about that. Yeah.
Do you think that guy could have reached out to the Sandman podcast and said, like, guys, I'm thinking about doing this? And we all would have been like, listen,
don't
do it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
This is a terrible idea.
Look,
terrible
love
idea.
makes you do funny things.
Thinking?
Love makes you do funny things, you know? And that's what he did. I want to definitely do a shout out to Robert Duvall, who passed this week. He was amazing in The Natural. You remember he was the reporter. I forget, he's like Gus or something like that.
Legend.
Apocalypse Now, You See My Name, Lieutenant Colonel Kilgore. Love the smell of napalm in the morning. And then my favorite role of his was Thomas in The Godfather, the consigliere to the family. Tom was that was a fantastic role. Other than that, James Bond, I texted you guys this the other night, how I'm going to watch all of them. Netflix is picking up, all of a sudden picked up a bunch of them. So I might just rip through them, watch everyone and rank them and become the foremost expert on the subject in the world. Because James Bond is awesome. But I watched a little bit of Dr. No. And first of all, if you want to understand just how far cinema has come in the past 60 years, just watch James Bond series beginning to end. Because I think in one I was telling you guys this, I saw like a fuzzy, like, is my hand here? You see my hand? It's like almost like a fuzzy mic. Like he's talking, and there's like a fuzzy microphone here, and then it quickly jumps out of the way. And so they didn't have this much of the editing capability and the CGI as they do today. But you know, that heat between Bond and Miss Moneypenny is so much fire. They should totally bone. But that's my
Who was
hot
which Bond was Dr. No? Was it
Connery? Sean Connery.
Connery. Yes.
Yeah.
My dad was a huge Connery guy, not as much
I like
more.
Connery.
Yeah.
I mean, Daniel Craig,
Craig's
in my
the best.
opinion, is the best.
Daniel Craig's awesome.
Same.
Which is,
But I think that's part of that is just the quality of the movie, you know?
Oh, yeah.
You know? Yeah. But yeah, Connery's
and by the way,
original OG.
Duvall's character's name in The Natural was Max Mercy.
Gus
Mercy. Was like the other kind of bad guy. And then Tom Hagen was his name. In The Godfather. But guy, he had an incredible career. I mean, he's in so many movies. So first of all, his first movie ever was he played Boo Radley in To Kill a Mockingbird, which was just incredible movie and a kind of an interesting role there. He was in Bullet, which is a great movie with Steve McQueen. True Grit with John Wayne. He was in the original MASH movie. Yeah, he played Major Frank Burns in that one. The Godfather, of course. Apocalypse Now, as you mentioned. And then, The Natural. Sling Blade, he was in Days of Thunder.
Oh, just Days of Thunder. I forgot that one. Yeah, that's right.
Cold Trickle.
And
he made movies up until 2022. So he was
Yeah.
into his 90s. He died at the age of 95 on Sunday. So
Incredible.
great. Love Duvall. Love Duvall.
That's it for me, Bill. What do you got?
Nice. Very quick story. I was in Sun Valley. I didn't realize that Robert Duvall had passed. So, and Pat's name on the screen was looking so familiar to me, and I was like, "What is this referencing?" Anyway, so I hadn't heard that, but my family was in Sun Valley a few years back, and we went to this saloon, favorite of our family friends, and I'm ordering a beverage with my buddy Roy Hahn at the bar, and he taps my shoulder, gives me one of these, and he's like, look to your right. And I look over, there's Robert Duvall standing right next to me, ordering a drink at the bar.
Jeez, Bill,
And
one day you're doing heroin with Lane Staley in a dark alley. Next day you're rubbing elbows with Duvall.
I'm hanging out with Robert Duvall.
Lived a full life.
Yeah. But I don't know if you guys have it up in front of you, but he could not have been taller than 5'5". He was 5'5", 5'6". So he was very short. But anyway, what a gentleman. Like, just to say hi to us just in this bar, and just like, this guy's a legend. Anyway, it was pretty cool to meet him in person.
He was 5'10", dude. He's freaking
Was he?
taller than me. Good Lord.
No
way.
Wow, that's shocking to me.
I mean, that's what
that is
what the internet said, and the internet is never
This is
wrong.
just a few years ago. Maybe he shrunk a skosh. He's an older guy. But yeah, wow. I would have never guessed that. I thought he would look very short. Anyway, Bierman, no strays there at you. I wasn't trying to do that. So how about MJ? Speaking of MJ, we brought him up earlier.
Yeah.
Tyler Reddick wins the Daytona 500.
That was awesome.
And Jordan. Yeah, Jordan, team owner. That's kind of cool. I watched my first live golf since its inception this weekend.
Bill,
I actually
what are
watched.
you doing?
Yeah. I got sucked into the whole Sunday drama of John Rahm, Bryson DeChambeau battling for the lead, and just so happened Anthony Kim sat in third place. And I just sitting there thinking about this. I actually looked at my rebet account. I'm like, I wonder what Anthony Kim's odds are to win this golf tournament. He's 4 back of both these guys. He's got no chance. There's no way in the world. And he came back and frickin' won the golf tournament. And it was one of the coolest things in sports that I can remember. I did not bet it. No, I didn't. I didn't bet it. I mean, I was just like, there's no chance. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way that he's going to come back and win this thing. But I don't know if you guys have seen Anthony Kim, if you know his story. It's just a fascinating look at a guy who had all the tools, all the talent, all the hype. Tiger Woods' biggest competitor, falls off the face of the earth, drugs, addiction, mental.
We talked about him on this
challenges.
pod about a year ago when he came
Did we?
back.
Yeah. Just fascinating to see this guy's career arc and everything. And, he has a daughter and a wife, and they've literally lifted him out of the depths of despair in life. So
it's great.
Such a cool story.
Great redemption story.
A few quick things on Live Golf. It is genuinely weird to see people wearing shorts playing golf, professional golfers.
Yeah, it is.
The music playing is just flat out annoying. Call me old or old fashioned or whatever, but the
do they
music
play it
playing,
like in the carts, or what do you like?
No, it's just playing in the stands. Like Terrell Hatton's going up to hit his tee-ball, and there's just music cranking in the background, and it's
Probably
on every single
Smash
hole.
Mouth.
I guess
It's
they don't,
all the time.
because
Probably
they
a lot of
don't
Smash
use
Mouth.
carts in Live Golf, do they? They still have to walk, right? Okay.
Yeah, they're walking, but yeah, that was just so weird. The team stuff that they try to force into it is just goofy. I don't get it. Maybe it's because I'm not a Live fan, but every hole they're like updating. The Rippers went to minus 53 against, the Legion 13 or whatever Rahm's team was, and it makes no sense. It's just like, and then I don't know. The whole thing was just very, very strange. There were some things I liked about it. The graphics and some of the things that they do, the play of golf is a lot quicker. And so they're able to show more shots and just keep things kind of moving, which I thought was kind of cool. But anyway, Anthony Kim, that was my big highlight this week. Just really, really cool.
That's funny. You should say that about Live. And then if you watch the end of the one at Pebble, how long that took. I mean, Morikawa was waiting, and they're trying to mark their ball on the green, and the wind's blowing it around, and guy goes out of bounds, and it's like.
And do you know who that guy was on the beach?
Was it Bridgman?
That's my long shot pick of the week.
Yeah.
Did he go out
So
of the
I-
top 10 with that?
No, he made it.
slipped
He
down,
just-
but he still made
he
it.
still
But I mean,
made it.
you want to
Nice.
see Sanders sweating something that makes no difference in anyone's life.
And
Right.
taking forever
And I'm
to sweat
sweating it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sweating it. Oh my gosh, just absolutely torture. Last thing that I was going to say, if you guys have not already watched it, speaking of Olympics, I just watched the Netflix documentary on the 80s, the 1980 Olympic hockey team, and I can't remember what it's called. It's on Netflix. Holy cow, guys. That was such a cool documentary. So
Yeah.
spend the time. I think it's an hour and a half, but they have all the guys do a ton of interviews. They go back through the whole thing leading up to the tournament. Herb Brooks. There was so much about Herb Brooks that I didn't know. I mean, the guy was a total asshole. I didn't realize that he was such a dickhead, but he's like a great coach and got these guys into this place. Anyway, just fascinating. Absolutely great doc.
Look,
So
he's
go
not
check
out,
that
he's
out
not
if you
out there
get
to be your best friend. He's out there to win
That's right.
championships.
Yeah, that's
and that's
right.
what coaches
That's
should
right.
do.
chance. He's out there to take down Soviet regimes and win gold medals, and that's what he did. Yeah. Yeah. It was really cool. Go check it out. Really, really, really.
Awesome.
Bierman,
All
over to
right,
you.
guys. Well, thank you. Thank you. I'll start with some news that came out last week. We got a couple interesting eligibility decisions coming down from college football involving additional years, and wanted to hit both of them quickly. So first up, Montana linebacker Solomon Tuliaupupu was granted a 9th year of eligibility. Yes.
Dude, I
9
love
years,
college
guys.
too. Dude, I'd stay
Yeah.
there as long as I could.
I mean, I know, dude.
They're
So
called
it
doctors.
ties him for the most ever for a college football player with Cam McCormick, who was an Oregon tight end who ultimately ended his career a couple years ago at Miami after 9 years of playing as well. He had dealt with a lot of injuries. Tuliaupupu started his career at USC in 2018. He also has dealt with multiple major injuries, including repeated foot fractures, multiple ACL tears. Just really never got anything close to a normal 4-year run. He finally got back in the field last year with Montana, played 14 games, had really good stats, and now he'll get one final season in 26. So my quick take on this one is honestly pretty simple. On paper, a 9th year sounds crazy. I get it. And I do think it's a little weird to be 27 and still an undergrad, but hey, whatever. When you actually look, though, at what this guy went through, this is exactly the type of situation I think these waivers are supposed to be for. He didn't get a normal career. He lost multiple seasons to real injuries. I mean, fluke, bad luck, whatever. He still did not get to play his eligible seasons. And he clearly still loves the game. If he's healthy and Montana wants him, I have zero problem with him getting another year, even if it's his technically 9th year. So nice job, NCAA, and good luck, Solomon, next year. The other one was Ole Miss quarterback Trinidad Chambliss, who was granted a 6th year of eligibility, but this one came through a state court after the NCAA denied his initial waiver request. Chambliss missed he basically missed an entire season at Fair State due to respiratory issues. He'd never played a snap, and he argued that he should get that year back. The NCAA said no. Judge reviewed the medical evidence, said yes. Now he's eligible for 2026 after just a breakout 25 season where he finished top 10 in the Heisman voting and led Ole Miss to the college football playoff. My take on this one's pretty simple. If a player legitimately loses a season to medical issues and doesn't actually get to play, I'm fine with him getting that year back. I don't have a problem with Chambliss coming back. I'm actually really excited to see him back. He'll undoubtedly be a Heisman frontrunner when the season begins. The part I find interesting, though, and one that just seems to get messier, is just this entire process. When the NCAA says one thing and courts in different states can overrule it, to me, that shows how inconsistent and unclear the system is. And frankly, how little power the NCAA has, which is why it should be eliminated, but we'll wait for my manifesto to come out for my details on how that will work. So anyway, I'm happy for both Chambliss and Tuliaupupu, and I hope they have great seasons in 2026. All right, then there's this story from the Olympics, guys. How can you not love it? Team USA curler Rich Ruonen, a 54-year-old lawyer, just became the oldest American ever to compete in the Winter Olympics. This was his 7th attempt over a 30-year span to make the games, and he finally got his moment in Milan when his curling team, the U.S. curling team, subbed him late in a match against Switzerland where the U.S. was down 8-2. Ronan is a personal injury lawyer from Minnesota. He was a two-time national champ, competed at 2 world championships, but never reached the Olympics despite decades of trying until this year. The other players on the team call him Uncle Rich. And I'll just say this, I love everything about this story. This is what the Olympics are supposed to be, guys. It's not always 19-year-old prodigies. Sometimes it's guys who just kept grinding year after year, and something he loves for 3 decades, he finally gets his shot. And as someone who has a deep and very serious appreciation for curling, I look at this and I'm thinking, hold on a second. He's 54, I'm 53.
There's still
You're
a
telling me
shot.
there's a pat. You're telling me there's
Move
still
to
time. You're
Chaska.
saying there's a chance, guys. Say it with me. Bierman, Team USA, curling. Oh, yeah.
2030.
Here I come, gold medal. Here I come. Pat, when do we start training?
We
in
got
Chanhassen, my
we
friend?
got this, dude. Come fly out here. We'll take it. We'll take it. Take you to the top.
All right, buddy. I'm
A
looking
lot of
forward
curling
to it.
controversy at the moment. A lot of cheating going on. From
I know.
Canada.
I know, man. Don't tarnish my favorite Olympic sport, please.
Right.
All right, and then finally, guys, it wouldn't be an Olympic update from Bierman without a detour to the sex side of things. Last week, we covered the full bed scandal, and thankfully, the wooden frames are back, and those athletes can now do it comfortably on sturdy furniture. But just as I was rejoicing in that wonderful news, I heard some disturbing stuff too, guys. Just a few days into the Olympics, the Milan Cortina Organizing Committee confirmed to People magazine that the Olympic villages had already run out of condoms for athletes. Quote, we can confirm that condom supplies in the Olympic villages were temporarily depleted due to higher than anticipated demand, the committee said. An anonymous Olympian told Italian outlet La Stampa that the offerings, quote, ran out in 3 days. And in case you're wondering, that was 10,000 condoms in 3 days.
Look, that's probably for the
But to
best
be
because it doesn't
fair-
feel as good with it on.
But good point.
Yeah, they'll be happy
But
about
to
that.
be
That's a
fair-
good thing for them.
But to be fair, they had 300,000 condoms for the 2024 Olympics in Paris. Holy shit. 300,000 condoms used in 2 weeks across 3,000 athletes.
Oof.
Nice. Now, I have been told that
way.
was simply a temporary
just-
setback as they miscalculated the number needed in the original order. A rush order has been put in, and many additional condoms should be delivered shortly, most likely by the
Whew.
time of this
Crisis
recording.
averted.
So I say, thank God I can now get some sleep tonight, guys, unlike many of those Olympians.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Good for
What is
them.
wrong with me, guys? Seriously.
You have a
What is-
problem.
What is wrong with me?
Yeah. And I am here to watch it.
Oh, man. All right. Well, nice job as always with the hot takes, boys. But it is now time to get in this week's Stone Cold Locks.
Yo, fatten your wallets, cash those tickets. 9 picks coming and we do not miss it. Stone cold confidence, numbers don't lie. Every lock loaded, it's time to ride from kickoff to the final clock. These are stone cold locks.
Guys, are we awesome or what? Maybe we just needed to get away from football and head to the links for a while to get our mojo back. But very nice job, fellas, last week. We all had one of our golfers hit the top 10. I had Batia, so I get 1 point. But you two both had your dark horses hit. Bill, you had Jacob Bridgman, as you mentioned. And Pat, your Rio Hisatsuni pick. So you
Hey, didn't
both
Shane
get-
Lowry get in there? I thought I had Shane Lowry get in there too. Sugar Shane?
Yeah, so you got that as well then. Man, and honestly, we were also top 20, Bill. You had your Rory pick and I had my Xander pick.
Yeah.
So, I
Man,
mean,
he
all
was so
three of
close.
us had 2 of our 3 picks at top 20, which is pretty good work and
Yeah.
pretty good paydays for anyone listening.
We're good
to
at
us,
this.
So,
And
Yeah,
a
we're
nice
good. So, all right.
fade. Let's shout out Bill's fade of Oberg too, right? Is that this tournament?
yeah, well, it's
Every
every
time. He's
tournament.
been
It's
on
every
the
tournament.
struggle
Dude,
bus.
He's been terrible.
Yeah.
He's been. I think he did make a late run, but he was dead last again or second to dead last.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He did
you know,
play
in
better
the
over the
first-
weekend.
He did play.
But-
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He's still bad. So, all right, guys. So just a reminder, we'll pick 3 golfers each, finish top 10. 2 can be any players except Scotty. 1 must be a long shot at plus 10 to higher. We got 1 point for a top 10 finish, 2 points for a win, 2 points if your long shot finishes top 10, 3 points if your long shot wins. Pat, you got 4 points so far because we are counting your Siwoo pick from week 0 with Paston. Bill, you got 2, and I have 1. All right, Pat, what do you got this week?
Guys, I think we got to go with Ryo Hisatsune again. He's still at plus 11,000.
I almost took him, but I'm like, Pat's going to take him, so I can't take him.
I mean, I saw a couple others that I was like, maybe I should stop kicking this, but I'm going to keep riding this. I mean, sports books aren't getting the memo. This guy's finished in the mix 3 weeks in a row. Top 10 for him is plus 560. His last 3 tournaments, he's been in the top 10. So I think that's an even smarter bet. I think that's even smarter bet in the top 10 plus 560 because he's been in it, but he's been struggling to put it all together, especially on Sundays. Yeah. So I think
plus 560 is great odds.
Top 10's a good bet.
I wonder what he is top 20 even. It's probably like plus 220 or something.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I mean, you got to ride the hot hand for sure. My second one is Jake Knapp at plus 3,700. He's finished in the top 11 in his first 4 events of the year.
Yeah, he's done well.
He's on a heater. I like the plus 260 for top 10 as well there because Knapp's always in the mix. And then my final one's going to be Hideki. And this is more, these 3 picks are all about trends. Hideki's been in it. He's actually the last one to win here, even though Oberg won last year. If you remember, it was at Riviera. It wasn't at Riviera. They switched the venue last
Torrey
year.
Pines.
So Hideki's been playing well. Other than his driver at the Waste Management on Sunday, he's been playing really well. So give me Hideki, Knapp, and Hisatsune.
Yep.
Yeah. Love it. I went Hideki as well. So there's a 2-pack.
Nice.
He finished, he like Pat said, he won in 2024 and he's been playing great golf in 2026. So look for that to continue. He's been great at Riviera. My second is Tommy Fleetwood. He also had a good run in 2024 and has been playing great golf coming into this event in 2026. And then my long shot, I almost went Hisatsune, but I wanted to leave that for Pat. He's been on a roll with him. So I went with Nico Echeverria. I mean, I saw him at plus 15,000. He's been struggling up until last week, but maybe, he's a streaky player. Maybe he finds something this week and can have another good result.
Yeah, I looked at that one too.
That's my 3.
I thought if I wasn't going to go with him, it would be Echeverria. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked at Hideki, but my first 2 picks I think were pretty easy this week. So we'll start with Colin Morikawa. He's a plus 3,200 to win, plus 500 top 10 or top 5 plus 225 top 10. He's coming off a win last week at Pebble, so I like that. But he's traditionally done well at this tournament. He's finished top 20 in each of the past 3 invitationals here at Genesis. I know last year, as you mentioned, was not on this course, but he still has done well in this tournament, and the 2 years prior was at this course. He's only played in 3 tournaments so far this season, but when he's played, he's put up good stats: 8th in ball striking, 19th in bounce back, 17th in driving accuracy. You don't see too many back-to-back champions from one tour event to the next, and he may not win this one, but I do like his chances to finish top 10. So we'll take Colin here, and then for my number 2, I'm actually going to go with Patrick Cantlay here. I think I just love this pick. Plus 2,900, plus 465, plus 210. He has a similar resume as Morikawa coming into this. He finished 14th last week at Pebble Beach. Real reason I like him is he just crushes it at this tournament and on this course. 2023, he finished 3rd. 2024, he finished 4th. Last year, even though it was at a different course, he still finished 5th in this tournament. So 3 top 5s in this tournament the past 3 years is pretty impressive. He's also played only 3 tournaments this season so far, like Morikawa, but he's had some decent stats. He's 4th in bounce back. He's 9th in scrambling. So I just really like Cantlay. And then finally, guys, I've never done this before with back-to-back weeks, but it worked well for Pat. And Pat actually went back to his real pick for the 3rd time this week. I'm going with Sahith Theegala again for my long shot. Plus 12,000 to win, plus 1,500 top 5, plus 630 top 10. As I said last week, he's had top 2 finishes already this year. He's top 10 in putting, which I like. He finished only 60th last week at Pebble, but he's done well here in 2023. Finished 6th, 2024. finished top 40. So the guy's playing well. He likes this course typically, and at these odds, I just can't pass him up. So we'll take him one more week.
Yeah.
Nice.
I
Let's
like it.
roll.
Yeah, good. I mean,
I like it.
great tournament last week. I thought, with Scheffler and Rory, and I picked in a little bet. It was head to head, Rory v. Scheffler. And after day one, I was like, yes, I got this in the bag. There's no way. And of course, I can hear Bill. I can hear Bill's voice in my ear being like, do not count out Scheffler. He's going to crawl back. And
he's inevitable.
That's what I keep
saying. I put money on him to win it. And
he was close.
He almost did.
Man.
He almost did.
But if you watched a little bit of Rory had some terrible misses, some terrible missed putts. That guy sometimes gets in his own head.
Rory,
He's so Rory.
I can never bet on Rory. I've been burned so many times. I will never bet on him because he
can
just
implode
at
any moment.
So. Yeah.
He had some bad holes this week. Cost him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, guys, it is now time for a little fun. So let's jump into this week's top 5.
Sports, pop culture, and everything right. Don't like our list, make your own tonight. Buckle up, it's time for the top 5.
Guys, 2 weeks ago, we ranked our top Super Bowls. And when we did that, I did first 20, Bill did next 20. Pat, you did the most recent 20. So my first 20 is what I had to choose from. And one of mine was the Bears 1985 Super Bowl title. They're only to date, and they were well known for their suffocating defense, but they were also well known for their beloved coach at the time, Mike Ditka. Well, I just read that the sweater vest Mike Ditka wore in Super Bowl 20, the one he made super famous long before Belichick started wearing those hoodies, was auctioned off for $183,000 a couple weeks ago.
That's a steal.
I'm not sure I'm not sure I would pay that much, but hey, for a big Bears fan with a nice bankroll, I get it.
Pat's son.
So
Pat
it got me thinking. Yeah, Pat got it.
He'd wear it to school.
Oh, Pat. Yeah. So it got me thinking about what I think is going to be a super fun top 5 here. So today I want us to share our top 5 sports history, sports memorabilia items we would most love to have or to own if we could. And money doesn't matter here. Just unique pieces of sports history that you think would be awesome to have. You can use any criteria you want. You can be as creative as you want to make that distinction. All right, Pat, why don't you start us off with your number 5 and number 4?
Well, my first question to you guys is Ditka versus a hurricane. But the hurricane's name is Ditka. All right.
I love those sketches.
So, my number 5, I went with Evander Holyfield's earlobe. I think that it would be in a formaldehyde jar.
It was perfect. I'm already loving the tone that's being set at this point.
Major moment in sports history and a big conversation starter. If it's up on my mantle and people are like, what is that in that jar of formaldehyde? And I'd be like, that's Evander's ear, his earlobe. that would be number 5 for sure.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I remember that fight. That was so fun. We were at a
that was so bizarre.
Crazy.
We were at a
That
party.
was when we used to get together to watch fights.
Yeah, we were at a party and we had paid like $20 each, and you get a card. They deal out cards. I think I've mentioned this to you guys before, where if it's black, you get Holyfield. If it's a red card, you're on Tyson, and then the number is the round and the big pot.
Oh,
builds
I hadn't heard that.
It was a fun way to gamble on that.
Great idea.
And then number 4 for me, a homer pick is Kirby Puckett's home run bat from the 91 World Series Game 6. We'll see you tomorrow night. I figure that would be cool. At first, I was like, I have the ball, but I wouldn't want the ball. I want the bat that says Puckett, and you know how those MLB bats have their names on it.
Exactly.
It's got the mark. It's got the mark of the ball.
And
it's probably on it too.
Bats are so much cooler than balls.
I have a couple bats at home. When I was a kid, we would go. What's that?
There he goes again. There goes Bierman again.
My wife says.
Bats are so much cooler than balls.
Yeah, it's true. It's very true.
It's understandable. Jamie,
terrible.
wise.
No, I do have a couple bats at home, though, that I got as a kid. Larry Sheets and John Marzano.
No.
Yeah. Larry Sheets' bat, though, is
I
cool.
don't remember John Marzano.
John Marzano
but Larry
played like
Sheets, dude.
twice, and he happened to give me a
Larry
bat at
Sheets?
batting practice.
I don't know that name.
The only bat he ever used.
But it's cool because throughout the bat, you can see like little
Original
blue paint where it says like Rawlings, and that'll kind of smear on the bat when they hit it. And you can smell the coolest thing is smelling the pine tar. And for about 20 years on this bat, I could go up to it and still just put it up to my nose and smell the pine tar. But I think that smell is pretty much gone after 40 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are my 5 and 4.
Nice, dude. Good start. I like it.
So my number 5, I went with Dikembe Mutombo's Game 5 jersey from the 94 playoffs, Game 5, and that's so I can burn it.
So you can burn it. Yeah, I was going to say, you're going to have a great bonfire, dude.
Yeah, and all of Seattle will rejoice in the burning of this jersey, and rest in peace, Dikembe.
So real quick, I got to take a quick side detour. So the Bengals had not won a playoff game until they won when they made the Super Bowl for decades. And they said the curse was there was a guy named Kevin Walker who played defense for the Bengals, and he tackled and injured Bo Jackson and basically ended his career. And it said that the Bengals were cursed and would never win that they had never won a playoff game since then. A buddy of mine, a neighbor, is good friends with Kevin Walker. So the night before the first playoff game, they hosted the Raiders. We get Kevin Walker over and we get all this I don't even remember all this shit, but it was like all this Bo Jackson shit to like put to rest finally, put it in a bonfire and burned it and fucking said "Hooday" and did these chants and shit. And they go to the fucking Super Bowl. So I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, love that.
Something
What a
you
great
burn that.
idea.
And when those Sonics come back next year, or whatever year they're coming back, dude, they're going to make it all the way. There you go.
Yeah, I love it. That's awesome. My number 4 is a little bit more sentimental. It's a jar of dirt from the Longacres racetrack, which was our horse track. I don't remember when it started, but, think whatever, 20s or whatever. I started going when I was 16 and just loved the place. It was such a beautiful little track. It was like unique to Seattle. The Longacres Mile was the huge grade race every year. But it was just such a cool place. And I had so much fun there with my buddy Lucas and his dad, his uncle, and different people. And all of us as kids, we used to love going down once we started driving. So I actually had the last race day. It was replaced by Boeing built a bunch of like corporate buildings over this thing. It was the worst just possible end. But I went down and took a jar of dirt from the racetrack. Somehow I lost this jar in a move or something. And I just wish
Marcy was probably
that.
like, what is this jar of dirt for?
What is this jar of dirt? Yeah, I know. So I had it at one point, and for whatever reason, that little jar of dirt meant the world to me, and then it's lost. And again, it's just like a sentimental thing. I would love to be able to find that at some point.
I'll have to take you out to watch the ponies out here, Bill, when you're in town.
Yeah, Canterbury.
Dude, I did it when Bill came to see me. We did.
Yeah, we went to Keeneland.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, we gotta go back, man. We gotta. I love
that. Was
going on
fun.
the horse track. It's fun.
Yeah. Bierman, how about you for 5 and 4?
Yeah, well, I'm going to go to the world of baseball for this one. I'm going back to July 24th, 1983, and one of the most memorable blow-ups in baseball history. This was a game between the Kansas City Royals and the New York Yankees, with the Royals trailing 4-3 in the top half of the ninth inning and 2 outs. Future Hall of Famer George Brett hit a 2-run home run off future Hall of Famer closer Goose Gossage to give the Royals the lead. But Yankee manager Billy Martin thought Brett used a bat with too much, you said it earlier, Pat, pine tar, which was against the rules. So he requested the umpires inspect his bat. They did and ruled against Brett. And Brett absolutely lost it. And let's take a look.
It was so cool.
Oh, nice. Got video.
They might be going to call George Brett out. Well, the Yankees win. He's out. Yes, sir. Brett is out. Look at this.
I mean, dude, look at this. They need 5 people to restrain him at the end of this. Look at this.
Forcibly restrained
Big old chaw in his cheek.
I was gonna say,
He's
good
got
thing he
the
didn't
red
die of
man.
swallowing the red man plug.
Yeah, I love seeing his face as he storms out of that dugout. He literally looks like he might murder somebody.
Yeah.
So, yeah, for my number, I want that pine tar bat. I want to hang it in my man cave next to an endless loop of Brett just running out of that dugout and being forcibly restrained by 5 people. So, all right, for my number 4, I'll stay on the infamous side of things, and I'm going to the Windy City, October 14th, 2003. This item comes from a National League playoff game between the Chicago Cubs and the Florida Marlins. Yes, I am talking about
Bartman.
the Steve Bartman foul ball. I want that, boys. So, to set the scene, this happened in Game 6 of the 03 NLCS. Chicago was up 3-0 in the 8th inning. Also led the best-of-7 series 3-2. They win that game and they advance to their first World Series since 1945. Luis Castillo of the Marlins hit a high fly into foul territory in left field. Cubs shortstop Moises Alou raced to the wall for the catch, but Cubs fan Steve Bartman got a hand on it, and the umpire ruled no interference. If that ball is caught, it is out number 2, and the Cubs were just 4 outs from ending it. So let's take a look at that
And
one.
Bartman doesn't have to move out of Chicago.
Poor guy.
Yeah, exactly. So there's no sound on this one, but you can see up top left. Oops. Alou is so pissed.
Moises.
And then the best he doesn't even catch the freaking ball.
I know.
Look at him drop
And
it right
what do you
there.
think he's listening to? Like Winger's greatest hits on his
He's got the
Yes,
Sony
I do
Walkman.
actually.
Like the
man.
He's got play-by-play going all day long right there in his ears.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So, and yeah, following the ruling of no interference, things got just much worse for the Cubs. So on the next pitch, Mark Pryor threw a wild pitch that put Castillo on first, moved Pierre to third. Run scoring single made it 3-1. Eventually, they lost 8-3. They were eliminated by the Marlins in Game 7 the next day at Wrigley. Now, I do feel bad for Bartman, as the guy basically had to retreat from life for years due to safety concerns, but eventually all was made right when the Cubs sent him a championship ring after the team's victory in the 2016 World Series 13 years later. So that's my number 4.
Okay.
Nice.
All right, Pat.
My next 2 are, I won't get too deep into them. I just think they would be really cool to have. And basically the reasoning would be, I grew up watching these players, and I think that number 3 is a pair of Shaquille O'Neal's shoes, size 22s. Massive.
Dude, I mean, can you imagine that, dude?
Massive shoes. I think that would be the coolest, just to have those up on the mantle. Nice little conversation piece. And just to see them and just to feel a pair of those size 22s would be so cool.
I mean, he has the largest feet in the history of the NBA? Is that
maybe. I don't know if that's confirmed.
I wonder. Yeah, that's a good question.
But
I wonder who does.
They're historically known.
I love Shaq.
As
yeah,
I love that
how
guy.
can you not? Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
And number 2, a Tom Brady Super Bowl ring. I think
nice.
Give me a Tom Brady Super Bowl ring.
Go blue.
I know we're not a huge Tom Brady.
Not Super Bowl 49.
Yeah, that would be the one.
What do you mean we're not a huge Tom Brady?
Well,
we're
Bill
huge
is
Tom Brady.
I mean,
what are you talking about?
Yeah.
But yeah,
I actually like Tom, just not Super Bowl 49. Tom.
Yeah.
That's the only one I don't like.
I think one of his rings would be cool to have.
That would be cool.
I mean, he's got 7 of them. He could probably spare one.
Yeah, exactly.
And if things get tight, maybe he's
the GOAT.
Maybe he has a gambling problem and he's got to sell them, or
That's
something
true.
happens.
Stay
He
attached.
divorces another woman, and all that money is going to the alimony. I think he'll fall on hard times, and these rings are going up for auction, and I will be the first one there to at least bid $500. That's probably where
Somehow
I'd
I
stop,
doubt
though.
that's gonna happen with Tom. How much is he making per game that he broadcasts? Isn't it some just like asinine
20
amount
some
of money?
million? Yeah.
It's so crazy.
What a
Yeah,
dick.
good for him.
Or no, what
I
is it?
know.
He makes like 40 million for the season.
It's
I
some
think we
crazy
said the
amount, yeah.
numbers recently, but oh well.
I don't know.
That's my 3 and 2.
Nice. My number 3, this one hits super close to home. It is the microphone from Dave Niehouse's Last Call, October 3rd, 2010, for
Ooh,
the
that's
Seattle
nice.
Mariners. His 5,284th broadcast with the Seattle Mariners ended up being his last. He died of a heart attack in November. He was not the healthiest of guys, and so I wouldn't say that was maybe a huge surprise, but that would be a really cool piece for me. I just love this man. He was such a huge part of my childhood, and that would be a really cool piece to have. So that was my number 3. My number 2, this is a little bit of a 2-parter, but the second part I think you guys will like. So Marshawn Lynch Beastquake jersey from the 2010 NFC wildcard game against the New Orleans Saints. Yeah, Seahawks, if people forget, but they were 7-9 as the wild card team for that game. Anyway, that crazy run. So the jersey would be cool, but the second part of it that I want is like a empty Skittles bag that Marshawn destroys the Skittles.
Yeah, that would be
and
awesome.
You'd post the Skittles bag in the frame with the jersey. I think that would be super cool.
That's
the guy ate
perfect,
Skittles like nobody's business. So that's my 3 and 2. How about what you got?
Skittles are awesome.
I love it.
We did top
They're
5
good.
candy,
Okay.
right?
Which ones?
The berry. It's got to be the
Oh my
wild
gosh.
berry. Wild berry Skittles.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so many crazy
So-
flavors now.
Since Mike Ditka's sweater is what inspired this list for my number 3, I have to go to a football head coach and their apparel for this one to specifically tip the cap to Ditka, but no sweaters here. No, I am going with a cap with a hat, and I am honoring not only one of the greatest coaches in NFL history, but arguably the best dressed. No hoodies for Tom Landry, just a dapper suit, tie, and one hell of an awesome hat. And I want that frickin' cap for my number 3, boys. I lived in Dallas during his final head coaching years. He was done dirty by Jerry Jones, which I just never liked. It just really sucked. This guy coached a record 20 consecutive winning seasons from 1966 to 85. He also won 2 Super Bowl titles, 5 NFC titles, 13 divisional titles, 270 wins, the 5th most all time, and 20 career playoff victories are the 3rd most of any coach in NFL history. But he was just a class act, so freaking well dressed as well. And both of those things are hard to come by on NFL sidelines these days. So give me a little piece of yesteryear and a time when coaches cared what they looked like on the sideline. Can't wait to get that hat, boys. And then number 2. All right, for this one, we're channeling our anger again, just like with George Brett. We're staying in the 1980s, but for this one, we are headed to Bloomington, Indiana, February 23rd, 1985. Yes,
The
I want the
chair.
only seating apparatus
Yeah.
on this
Nice.
list. I want the chair that Indiana head coach Bobby Knight hurled across the Branch McCracken Court in Assembly Hall that Saturday afternoon. So to set the stage for this one, Knight was pissed that 6 fouls had been called on his team in the first 5 minutes of the game, and he had enough.
So good.
Fred Jasper's now chasing Bobby Knight back to his chair.
And
He's
we got
got
a
him
technical.
right there. There's the tee.
Technical against the bench and against Bob Knight. Steve Reed, an excellent free throw shooter.
I love that. I love that the guy's shooting the free throw.
Here, look here. Bobby Knight just threw his chair clear across the free throw lane.
I love that the player's going to grab it too.
Yeah. The kid goes to grab it. What an idiot.
I just love that. It's one of it's so it's safe to say that Knight may have had some built-up frustration, and it all came out with that chair. The 85 Hoosiers were not very good, guys. Despite coming into the season ranked top 10, they had actually lost 6 of their 9 games before this contest with Purdue. Knight just lost it as he was prone to occasionally do, and the result was sports history. Knight, of course, was ejected, suspended for a game. The Hoosiers would lose that game to Purdue in 3 of their next 4 and not even make the NCAA tournament. But my favorite part of the whole story might be Knight's take on it one night when he appeared on the David Letterman show. Knight said, quote, "People jump at conclusions automatically with the thing, but the game's going on, and I hear somebody across the floor keep hollering, 'Coach, Coach, Coach Knight.' and I get all kind of suggestions. I try not to pay any attention to it. Here's a little old lady across the floor that reminded me of my grandmother. And I said, "Did you want me for something?" And she just said, "If you're not going to sit down anymore today, then you have so far. Could I please have your chair?" So, guys, the truth maybe finally came out. Knight was just trying to be a gentleman there.
He's a good guy.
So, either way,
Misunderstood.
for
Yep.
number 2, I want Coach Knight's chair. And they actually, after that game, the chairs were secured to the floor. After that, you could not pick them up.
No way.
Smart decision.
Unreal.
Classic.
All right, Pat, what do you got for number 1?
Number 1, tough category here. I mean, now that you guys are talking, I think of a million different things, like Robin Ventura's bloody jersey that Nolan Ryan punched him in. So I'm getting all these other ones, but I actually I went with Jim Thorpe's shoes that he wore that he had to fish out of the garbage because someone stole his shoes, and he went on to crush at the Olympics. So just a little piece, fantastic. A small little piece that says, you can overcome some adversity in your life.
Yeah.
And
wow,
that's awesome.
Daily reminder.
Deep.
Yeah, just so
That's
deep.
Dude.
I'm such a deep thinker. Thanks, Eric.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
that is good. I like it.
It made me think of I didn't put this, but like a Jesse Owens track shoes from the 36 Olympic Games, in front of Hitler or something. It's just like, F you, Hitler, F you, Germany. My number 1 is not going to surprise anybody. It is the Edgar Martinez bat from the infamous double in 1995, scored Joey Cora and Ken Griffey Jr. to beat the New York Yankees. It just the greatest sporting event I've ever witnessed, ever will witness, ever been a part of. Jumping synchronized hug with my dad, perfectly performed to a 10 to the judges in the 300 level of the Kingdome. It was just such a cool memory. What I do have, and as you guys were saying something, check this out. You're probably not gonna be able to see it very well.
No, the score.
This is the scorecard from that game that I kept in the 300 level. And you can see down here, circled 7 million times, 6-5 Mariners as they scored that run. So pretty cool. My wife found this in a old keepsakes box or something, and it's pretty special. I'm gonna have to get it framed.
Is that the same box that she found the jar of mud from the racetrack and threw it out?
That's right. Yeah. What is this jar of dirt?
Like, keep this, throw this.
Yeah. So that's my number 1.
Awesome.
All-time memory.
Well, I just sent you another text from X1, guys, and I'll put the picture up here and post as well. But for number 1, I'm going back to football, and I'm going back to my Super Bowl list. Actually, we're going way back to 1969, Super Bowl III. We talked 2 weeks ago about Joe Namath and his famous prediction that the New York Jets, 19-point underdogs, would win that game. Sure enough, they did. Namath's legendary status and mythos only grew to be one of the biggest personalities of the 1970s. Now, there's no proof I could find that he actually wore the fur coat on the sidelines of that Super Bowl game, although some people say that he did. But he did start to wear it in the seasons that followed, and it just added to his whole Joe Cool persona, and really cannot sum up the 1970s better than that type.
I want the coat that he wore when he told Susie Colbert he wants to kiss her.
Well, exactly.
Kiss her.
And then to cap it off, 4 decades later in Super Bowl 48 in 2014, he did the coin toss, and of course had to wear an equally awesome fur coat. So yeah, maybe I'm being greedy, but I want both of those coats as my number 1. And I do want to know, does a Susie Colbert kiss come with them? Because that would even sweeten the pot.
Great. Maybe would be like a Muhammad Ali cape, like the capes that came out in boxing, like a Muhammad Ali one. That would be pretty sweet.
Dude, there's so many. I mean, I just would love one of those old Larry Bird warm-up suits. Like, just not even like actual what he wore in the game, but just those
with the
green
breakaway.
Celtics. Yeah, with the breakaways. Yeah, I don't know. I thought that. But to me, my biggest honorable mention, I almost put this on, but I would love, and this is kind of straddling both the sports world and pop culture world, but that Mean Joe Green jersey and the Coke bottle from
Oh,
one of
yeah.
the most famous commercials of all time. I think it would be awesome to have both those too. So, did you guys have any honorables?
I didn't have honorables, but I keep thinking of different ones as you guys go
Oh
through
yeah, the Robert
yours. Like,
Ventura. That
yeah,
was a good one. Yeah. There's
Yeah,
so many
Gary.
good ones.
For me, it was Gary was my honorable. Gary Payton was my honorable, just because he's probably my favorite athlete of all time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just having something of him like winning the NBA championship with the Heat or, whatever would be pretty cool. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think
That's
this would be a
awesome.
good topic for us down in Vegas. Just like having drinks, just,
Yeah.
just it's such a
That's so
great,
good.
because as you
It
guys are
is,
saying
dude.
stuff, I'm like, oh, and what about this? And what about this?
I know. This was a super fun one to research.
Good
Awesome.
category.
Hey, Bill, anything on the pools?
Just a teaser for the madness, because as we hit mid February, it means we're literally 1 month out now. I think the tournament starts March 19th. So as you're watching or listening to this, you're probably just about a month away from the tournament starting, and just stay tuned. We got a whole bunch of stuff coming. We're really excited to release it out there to all you guys here very soon.
Yeah, I can't wait for March Madness. Gonna be good. Well, gentlemen, of course, once again, you both brought it so strong. Such a fun one today. I wish we could keep it going, but we've got Olympics to watch and Miami Redhawk teams to cheer on to undefeated seasons. So unfortunately and sadly, it is time to exit Sandman Sports for today, but we'll be back next week and already can't wait. Have a great weekend, Sandman Nation. Peace out and take care.
Good luck, everybody.